Good afternoon, everyone. So our today's topic is ordinary differential equations. I'm waiting for some more people so that we should start early. In between, you can see the syllabus. Syllabus in ODE is the first order linear and nonlinear equations and higher order linear differential equations with constant coefficients, then Euler-Cauchy equations, and then Laplace transform and its application in solving linear ODEs. And then finally, it is initial and boundary value problems. So we start with introduction. A differential equation is an equation which involves dependent and independent variable and their derivative. The equation which is having dependent, independent variables and derivative in that is called a differential equation. For example, examples I have given to you. These are the differential equations, right? Then we should know what is order and degree. Then the order of the differential equation is the highest differential or highest derivative in the equation is called order, and degree is the power of the highest derivative, right? We know this. Then for example, suppose this equation is given to you, which is a partial equation, partial differential equation. Then what is the order and degree here? First of all, you have to check for highest order in this. So order of this term is 2, here it is 1, and here it is 3. So the highest order in the equation is 3. So order of the equation is 3. And then degree is the highest power of highest order. So highest order is here and its power is 2, which is highest here. So degree is 2, right? So order is 3 and degree is 2. Then the ordinary differential equation is a differential equation which involves only one independent variable, right? For example, such equation is called an ordinary differential equation. Ordinary differential equation is nothing but a differential equation with order and degree 1. If such equation is there, it is called ordinary. Okay, then how to solve solution of a differential equation? Is any relation between variables which is free of derivatives and which satisfies the differential equation. That is, after solving, a solution is something in which we cannot see finally derivative term. Derivative terms should get removed, and whatever we obtain the equation, it must satisfy the given differential equation. That is called the solution. Then the general solution is the solution in which number of arbitrary constants and the order of the differential equation are same, right? We already have seen this in LDE, in your first unit of M3. That is, whatever the roots, they are equal to the number of constant and it is equal to the order of equation, right? And then a particular solution is the solution something where we put particular values to the arbitrary constant. Then what we get is called a particular solution. In the general solution, after substituting some particular values, we get particular solution. So the first method to solve this is variable separable method. So variable separable is what? We are separating the terms x on one side and y on one side, and if something happens, then we integrate on both sides and we get the equation like this. That is a whole function of x on one side and y on one side, and either of any one side we can use plus constant of integration plus c. Then what is the homogeneous equation? Next form. If the equations are of the form dy by dx is equal to f of xy upon g of xy. If this is the form where your f and g are homogeneous function of same degree, they should be homogeneous of same degree in xy. Then such equations are called homogeneous. Homogeneous functions are those in which all the terms are of nth degree, right? So to solve the homogeneous equation, how to solve the equations? We have to put y is equal to Vx. Remember the method. If Prajakta, please mute yourself, Prajakta, mute yourself. Okay, thank you. Okay, how to solve homogeneous equation? If such equation is there where numerator and denominator functions are having same degree, then this is called homogeneous function. So to solve such homogeneous functions, we have to put y is equal to Vx, where dy by dx is v plus x dv by dx. And then separating v and x and integrating, we get something like this. Need not to remember this, just remember whenever there is a homogeneous equation, our substitution is y is equal to vx and dy by dx is v plus x dv by dx. Okay, next form of the equation is linear equation. So how is the form linear equation? If there is a term dy by dx, right, then there is something P into Y is equal to Q, where PQ are the functions, any functions of X and Y. Abhijit, please don't disturb in between. Okay, dy by dx plus py is equal to Q, right? This is the equation. If there is a term dy by dx, there is p into y. And if there is the derivative term like dx by dy, then there will be p into x. Remember, in dependent variables, there will be the equation that is in y. This equation is in y, right? If x is in the numerator, dependent variable is x and equation will be in x. Get it? So the such form of the equation is called linear. And how to solve the linear equation is we have to find the integrating factor. So the integrating factor in this case is e raised to integration this term p dx. We have to integrate with respect to the independent variable x. So e to the power integration p dx, this is integrating factor, and multiply this integrating factor to your just remember this is what dependent variable y into integrating factor is equal to integration of q into integrating factor with respect to x plus c. This is the solution. We can remember that y into integrating factor is integration q into integrating factor with respect to independent variable dx plus c. Okay, this is linear form of a first order equation, that is ODE. Next is exact differential equation. What is exact then? If we have equation of the form mdx plus ndy, where m and n are any two functions of x and y, right? And if df is mdx plus ndy, where f is a function, is called exact. This equation mdx plus ndy is equal to 0 is called a exact differential equation if and only if it satisfies this condition. What is that condition? This m, whatever is m dx, whatever is the function multiplied to dx, that is m, take a partial derivative of that m with respect to y. So dou m by dou y is equal to dou n by dou x. If this satisfied, then we can say m dx plus n dy equal to 0 is an exact differential equation. And if equation is exact, then how to solve that equation is we have mdx plus ndy equal to 0, right? And then we have to integrate both the terms mdx and ndy. And as we are taking integration, so on this side there will be the constant of integration, right? And for that we have to remember this integration mdx. For that part, your y must be constant. Here, for solving this integration, we are treating y as constant. And to solve second integration, here, you should not count the terms of x. That is, this must be free from x. Or wherever is the x, we are not going to count that part, right? So term free from x and here is y constant. Okay, next is integrating factor. A differential equation which is not exact, remember, if exact, we can directly integrate y constant terms not containing x and equal to constant of integration. But if it is not exact, then we can make it exact by multiplying some suitable factor, and that factor is called an integrating factor, right? So there are some conditions for that. Okay, if your equation is not exact now, we have checked, what we have checked is mdx plus ndy equal to 0 is the equation, but dou m by dou y is not same as dou n by dou x in this case. So your equation becomes non-exact, right? So in this case, now we can check more something. That is, if your given equation is mdx plus ndy equal to 0 is homogeneous, and what if we check mx plus ny, and if it is not equal to 0, remember, if the equation is a homogeneous and mx plus ny is not equal to 0, then the integrating factor is 1 upon mx plus ny. But in what case? In such case where equation is non-exact. Second condition, if the equation is of the form f of xy into y dx plus g of xy into x dy. In your function xy, if y is multiplied and with respect to x dx, that is, and if there is a second function g where x is multiplied to that, and then if this equation is equal to 0, then if such standard form is there, then if mx minus ny is not equal to 0, then integrating factor is 1 upon mx minus ny. If the given equation is of the form hello, am I audible? Okay, good. Then the next condition is, second we have seen, first we have seen if the homogeneous equation is there, or second is, this is the standard form is there, then 1 upon mx minus ny. Next condition is, if mdx plus ndy equal to 0, and if we check homogeneous, if your equation is not homogeneous also, and this is not the second type also, and if we check next is, then if dou m by dou y minus dou n by dou x, there is something common with n. Remember, m and n are two functions. If this term dou m by dou y minus dou n by dou x is common to n, then we'll divide this term by n. Okay, and we'll call this as some function of x, f of x, and then we write integrating factor is e raised to integration f of x d, and we'll multiply it to the given equation, and then equation will become exact, right? Next is, if we have find dou n by dou x minus dou m by dou y, now opposite to this, okay, or if you want to find the same term dou m by dou y minus dou n by dou x, and the same term, and if it matches with n, then divide by m, and if it matches with or slightly matches with m, divide it by minus m, in which case, in the case where we are taking dou m by dou y first and dou n by dou x later. Okay, so if we take dou n by dou x first and minus dou m by dou y, then we have to divide by m if something is common in m, right? And what we get is something in function of y, and then we'll write integrating factor is e raised to integration f of y dy. Okay, and multiply it to the given equation will become exact, and we can solve. Okay, next is Clairaut's equation. The Clairaut's form of equation is y is equal to px plus f of p, where p is what? P is dy by dx. So your equation will be like y is equal to x dy by dx plus f of dy by dx. Something like this, right? This is your Clairaut's form, right? And then its solution is, if the equation is of the form y is px plus f of p, then ignore the part and directly we can jump to the solution. So its solution is y is cx plus f of c. Hence, the solution of the Clauser's equation is obtained on replacing P by C. Just write C in the place of P and there will be the solution. This is the general solution. Okay, next is linear differential equation, which we have studied in our class. What is the form of the LDE with constant coefficients? This is some derivative with degree n of order n, of order n. Some constants are multiplied to it. Then next is we are reducing the order and then so on. So this is the general form of a linear differential equation where that p1, p2, pn are constants and x is a function of x, right? In everywhere throughout solving these equations, we will substitute d by dx as capital D, right? So the equation will become dny, this is the equation, and then for that capital D, we'll write function of d, f of capital D into y is equal to x. So I think in our class we have written phi dy is equal to f of x. So here we can use f of dy is equal to some capital X. This is the general form where that f of d is a polynomial in D, right? And then f of dy is equal to x. So the general solution of above equation is nothing but what? Y is equal to yc plus yp, that is complementary function plus particular integral. And we know how to find the complementary function. Okay, that is where this is the equation with us. Then k1, k2, kn are constants, and then it is denoted as this is your auxiliary equation, that is with only with the terms d, capital D, and equating it to the 0. This is called auxiliary equation. Then we have to find the roots, right? And depending on the roots, we have seen there are 4 types of solutions. What is the first type? Do you remember? First thing we have solved in class in this semester only. What is the first type? If we have find out roots, we have written the auxiliary equation equal to 0. Then we have to find out roots, and depending on the roots, there are 4 types of solutions. So first type, what is the first type? Anyone can unmute and tell me what is the first type? Depending on the roots. Unmute, please unmute and talk. Yes? Anyone? What is the first type? If the roots are very good. If the roots are real and different. Second is roots are real and repeated. Next is roots are imaginary, and next is roots are imaginary and repeated. Very good. So first case, if the roots are real and distinct, that is these all are not equal to each other, right? So how to write the solution is c1 e raised to m1x plus c2 e raised to m2x plus c3 e raised to m3x plus so on, right? And next second case is if the roots are real and equal, that is if m1 is equal to m2 and which is not equal to m3, then these two are repeated. So how to write for repeated? c1 plus c2x into e raised to m1x plus c3 e raised to m3x, right? Then case 3, if the roots are imaginary, that is of the form alpha plus I beta, alpha minus I beta, or together we can write alpha plus minus I beta, right? In this case, solution is y is e raised to alpha x, c1 cos beta x plus c2 sin beta x. And if other are real, then we can write everything to the power of e and constant to each term, right? The next part is if roots are complex or imaginary and repeated, then how to write the solution? If repeated twice, then c1 plus c2x or c1x plus c2. Okay, e raised to alpha x as it is, and c1x plus c2 cos beta x plus c3x plus c for sin beta x. Okay, next is particular integral. As it needs, solution needs what? There it is. Okay, its solution needs complementary function and particular integral. This part is of complementary function. And now the particular integral is defined as where phi dy or f of dy is equal to x is there, then that f of d will write in the denominator as it is the function of d or the polynomial in d, and 1 upon that function in d into your right hand side function x, that is called a particular integral. Then again there are some cases for particular integral. So the first case is if the function is e raised to x, then it is defined as 1 upon f of d e raised to x. What we do in that case is we replace d by a, f of a, and your f of a in this case should not be equal to 0, and if it becomes 0 then multiply by x and take next derivative f dash a into e raised to ax. Again that f dash a should not be 0, and if it is 0 then we have to again multiply by one more x and next derivative. So x square upon f double dash of a into e raised to ax. That is if f double dash of a is not equal to 0. And continue. If it is 0 then one more, right? One more x, one more derivative. Okay. I'm not going to tell you second case. Is there anybody who can tell me what is the second case? Come on, unmute and tell me what is the second case. Are we? What is second case? Okay, I'll tell you case. If function is sine x or cos, if the function is sine or cos, what we do with that? Okay, I'll tell you, no problem. If the function is sine or cos, then what we do is your denominator should be d square, right? And that d square will get replaced by, we'll square this term and we'll give negative sign to that, right? So a square first and then negative sign. So it is f of minus a square. 1 upon f of minus a square into sine ax, where that f of minus a square should not be equal to 0. Similarly, it is for cos also. So f of d square, where d square is getting replaced by minus of a square. And where that f of minus a square is also not equal to 0. And if it is 0, please now tell me, if it becomes 0, then what to do? We are saying this should not be equal to 0. But if it is 0, then please unmute and talk. If it is 0, if it is 0, if it is 0, your denominator should not be equal to 0. If it is 0, then we have to multiply by x and we have to take the derivative in the denominator, right? So what is that? This should not be 0, but if it is 0, multiply by x and take derivative of the denominator. This is your third case. Next is polynomial case. What we do in that is, we have to write the particular integral definition 1 upon f of d into x raised to m, where your denominator we have to write in the form 1 plus minus f of d, right? And then we have to take it to the numerator with inverse, and we have to
आवाज येत नाही मॅम. अनम्यूट करा तुम्हाला.
Okay. Thank you. Should I go back then? Should I go back?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll see from homogeneous equation. So equation is of type where x raised to terms are multiplied to the derivative. Then how is to solve such equations? We know that we have to put x is e raised to t, that is log x is t, and that substitution will convert that equation, homogeneous equation, into linear equation, linear form. And we know how to solve. We have to write y is CF plus PI, then we can get the equation in t, solution in t, and finally we'll resubstitute that t into x. This is Cauchy's form. The second form is Legendre's form. We know the Legendre's form where there is the term ax plus b. Instead of just x, there is the term ax plus b, right? And then how to solve is, we have to write ax plus b is e raised to t again, right? That is t is log ax plus b, and similar as Cauchy's, we can solve it and write the solution. And next is Bernoulli's equation. So the Bernoulli's equation is of the form dy by dx plus py is equal to q into y raised to n, right? So that is what, this is like linear equation, but there is the extra term y raised to n. Then such equation is called Bernoulli's equation. How to solve is, we have to divide this equation by y raised to n. So we get this equation y raised to minus n dy by dx plus p into y raised to 1 minus n is equal to q, right? So finally substituting y raised to 1 minus n is z, we get this equation, and substituting finally we'll get this dz by dx. So everything will get converted into z, and this will be in linear in z then, and solving for this is now linear form of a ODE. Then solve for integrating factor by using the formula e raised to integration 1 minus n p dx, right? So we get the answer. Next is Euler-Cauchy's equation. So there are two types of Euler-Cauchy's form. First is homogeneous and second is non-homogeneous Euler-Cauchy. So the homogeneous Euler-Cauchy is simply the equation ax square y double dash plus bx y dash plus cy is equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, then it is called homogeneous Cauchy-Euler or Euler-Cauchy, where ABC are constants and the equation's solution has two linearly independent solution. It has two linearly independent solutions. That is, this equation am square plus b minus am plus c. This is the quadratic equation. And solving, after solving this equation, okay, if we get some roots, okay, if the roots are real and distinct, say this is what, once again, this is homogeneous equation equal to 0, then we have to write its auxiliary equation, that is am square plus b minus am plus c equal to 0, right? And then depending on the roots, if that roots are real and different, and suppose m1 and m2 are the two roots, then we have to write the term x raised to m1 and x raised to m2. As in previous LD, we have written e raised to m1x, e raised to m2x. Similarly, in such form, we have to write x raised to m1, x raised to m2. So solution in this case will be y is equal to c1 x raised to m1 plus c2 x raised to m2. Okay. Secondly, if the roots are real and repeated or equal. Okay. For example, if m1 is equal to m2, right? And then these two terms are same, then how to write the solution is y is c1 plus c2 ln x into x raised to m. As in LE, we have written c1 plus c2x, right? But here we have to write c1 plus c2 ln x into x raised to m. Third type, if the roots are of the form imaginary, that is alpha plus minus I beta, then we have to write the solution as x raised to alpha into c1 cos beta into ln x Okay, join back fast. Okay, we were here where the roots are imaginary, that is alpha plus minus I beta. Then we have to write the solution. Y is x raised to alpha c1 cos beta ln x plus c2 sin beta ln x. Next is non-homogeneous Euler-Cauchy. That is, if the equation is ax square y double dash plus bx y dash plus cy is equal to some function r of x, which is non-zero, right? If it is zero, then it is homogeneous, and non-zero, then non-homogeneous. Then we have to write the equation, that is y double dash. We have to divide the equation by ax square. We'll get this equation. Where, okay, you have to remember this. Then this is called Wronskian. Okay, whenever equation come, I'll tell you how to find. Wronskian is simply a determinant of y1, y1, y2 dash, y2 dash, right? So here y1, v1 is nothing but integration minus y2 into x upon w. Okay, that thing, this is theoretical part. Just remember this. The solution is then c1 y1 x plus c2 y2 x plus yp of x. Okay, next is solving differential equation using Laplace transform. So how to solve this is, we know how to solve this by Laplace transform. We have to take Laplace transform on both sides, and we have some formulas of Laplace. That is Laplace of y dash is sy bar minus y of 0. Like Laplace of y double dash is s square y bar minus s y of 0 minus y double dash 0. Right? We have seen this. Then we'll go directly towards the question. The solution of the differential equation dy by dx plus y square equal to 0 is. Can we try for that? Try this question. The solution of the differential equation dy by dx plus y square equal to 0 is. And how to solve? Let me give you hint for that. If we can see, we can easily separate the variables y and x, right? So separate the variables and try to solve the equation. I'm waiting for your answer. Okay, are you solving? Anybody has completed? Please share your answer. Okay, someone have ticked unsolvable. Unsolvable as equation is non-linear. No. Right? Yes, Snehal?
A option.
Yeah.
Y is equal to 1 upon x plus c.
Okay, very good. We'll check. Okay, Snell is saying one, first option. Okay, someone again take to first. We'll check. We'll check. Sure. We'll go towards answer then. So the answer is A. Very good. Right? How we have to do is we'll write dy by dx is minus y square. So dy by minus y square is equal to dx. And then as these are separated, then integrating on both sides, we get integration of minus 1 by y square is 1 by y and x plus c. So x plus c is minus 1 by y. Oh, sorry, 1 by y. Simply 1 by y, as there is already minus, so minus 1 is plus. So y is nothing but 1 upon x plus c. Good. Second question. Consider the following second order linear equation. Then the particular solution of the differential equation is. Only asked is a particular solution. So need not to find whole solution, just find its particular integral, particular solution, or yp, whatever you say, yp, pi, particular integral. A little solution is there for you, that is y double dash minus 4y dash plus 3y. For that we are writing d square minus 4d plus 3y is equal to 2t minus 3t square, and that d square minus 4d plus 3, this is your f of d, or you can say phi of d. How to solve it? This is polynomial. So we have to take 3 common from the denominator, right? So it will be 1 plus d square minus 4d by 3, and after that take it to the numerator with inverse, and then 1 plus x inverse formula, 1 minus x plus x square, and we are writing up to square term only, as it is 2t minus 3t square is there, right? And then try to open it, try to write the square of the term, and then finally tell me the answer. Do you remember this, everyone? We have solved this in class, in first unit, LDE. And this is polynomial case, and we know how to solve polynomial. Lowest order term we have to take out, and then we have to write 1 plus and 1 minus, and we have to take to the numerator with inverse, and then we have to expand, right? And then by using the formula up to the power of the polynomial, we have to expand and then open it, and then write the final solution. We are completed. Please share your answer. Nehal. So the correct answer you'll get is minus 2t minus t square. So option A will be the correct answer. You can check. Now anyone got that? Okay. Should we go to the next example then? Okay, next question is, consider the differential equation 3y double dash plus 27y is equal to 0 with initial conditions y of 0 is 0 and y dash of 0 is 2000. Then the value of y at x is equal to 1 is. This was asked in GATE 2017 for 2 marks. And the type of the equation is LDE with constant coefficient. So it is like 3d square plus 27y is equal to 0. So what you have to do is you have to only find out the roots. And tell me the roots now. Equation is 3d square plus 27. So d square will get is 9. So d is what? 3d square plus 27 equal to 0. That is 3d square is minus 27.
Nine.
Yes, d square is minus 9. So d is what? What are d's? What are d's?
3i.
Yes, plus minus 3i. Very good. And then how to write its solution? How to write the solution if the roots are plus minus 3i? Y is equal to, please speak up.
3x into
Yes, c1 cos 3x plus c2 sin 3x. Right? This is the solution. And as equal to 0 is there. Its particular part is 0. So it has only the solution as yc. Yc is your final solution. Yc is y. Complementary function is the final solution, right? So it is y is c1 cos 3x plus c2 sin 3x. Now, initial conditions are there. Initial conditions are always there to solve the constants, arbitrary constant, that is C1 and C2. So use first condition, y of 0 is 0 in the solution and tell me what you get. We will get any constant, any value of the constant, either C1 or C2. So what we get, applying first. Okay, let me take you to the solution. 3y double dash 3d square plus 27, that is plus minus 3i. So yc is this and yp is 0. So this is your final solution. And then using first boundary condition, that is at x is 0, y is 0, right? Substituting that, 0 is c1 into 1 plus c2 into 0. So c1 is 0. From first condition, we get c1 0. And from second condition, we have to take derivative of that y dash, and then we have to use the condition. From that we get c2 is 2000 by 3, right? And finally substituting this in your y, so y is c1 is 0 and c2 is 2000 by 3 into sine 3x, right? And then your question is find value of y at x is equal to 1. So you have to substitute x is 1 here. So we get 2000 by 3 into sine 3. And solve this, we'll get the answer. Final answer is 94.08. Okay, the next question is the solution of the equation dq by dt plus q equal to 1 with q is 0 at t 0 is. What is the type of equation? What is the type of this equation? Can we write d by dt as capital D? And this is d plus 1q equal to 1. Okay, no doubt at all. This is a LDE with constant coefficient. So we can solve d plus 1q equal to 1. We'll get the q. This is just a ODE dq by dt plus pq equal to r form. So integrating factor, we can write integrating factor, and then we can write the answer as q into integrating factor is equal to integration of 1 into integrating factor with respect to t plus c. Simply c d by dt, write t, and this d plus 1 q equal to 1. Solve that, we'll get the answer. Or it is integrating factor, whatever. So integrating factor is e raised to t. So it is q into e raised to t is equal to integration of 1 into e raised to t dt by formula. Okay. So it is e raised to t plus c. And at t is 0, we know q is 0, it is given. At t is 0, q is 0. So it is c is minus 1. And therefore, we are writing c is minus 1 here. So q of t is, here it is e raised to t also. So divide by e raised to t, we get 1 plus c e raised to minus t. And finally, c is minus 1, subtracting c is minus 1, we get 1 minus e raised to minus t. So our correct answer is D. Next question. I hope you will solve this. Consider the differential equation. And one equation is there with y of 1 is 2 pi there exists a unique solution for this differential equation when t belongs to the interval. Okay, what should be the interval? What should be the value of t so that the differential equation will have a unique solution? I need your answer. Please solve this and tell me the answer. Okay, let me give you some hints. As it is a differential equation and t is there, so this is not comes under any standard form. So try to divide the equation by t square minus 81. So that we will get the first term dy by dt, right? So dy by dt plus 5t upon t square minus 81 into y is equal to sin t upon t square minus 81. Okay. So are you able to tell me the interval now? Please. Okay, this is the equation after dividing. So p is here this and q is here sin t upon. So we know integrating factor is e raised to integration p. So it is pi t upon t square minus 81 dt integration. So it is, if it is 2t here, that is e raised to log of denominator, right? So we have to multiply by 2 and we have to divide by 2 and 5 is already there. So it is 5 by 2 log of t square minus 81. Okay, so it is t square minus 81 raised to 5 by 2. E raised to log, that is the power raised to 5 by 2, right? And the solution is y into t square minus 81 raised to 5 by 2 is equal to integration sin t square minus 81 into t square integrating factor t square minus 81 raised to 5 by 2 dt. Okay, to solve or to we know we want a solution of this equation, and the solution will only exist only if this part is non-zero, right? And if this part is zero, everything will goes to the infinity and it will not exist, right? So t square minus 81, it should not be equal to 0. That is, t square should not be equal to 81, and that is, if we take the square root, t should not be equal to plus minus 9, right? So t must not be equal to plus 9 or minus 9. Now check the intervals. If we check the second interval, there is minus 9 and plus 9 also. So this interval is not there. If we check this interval, 9 is there. So this is also not there. If we check this, minus 9 is there. This is also not there. And if we check this interval, neither 9 nor minus 9 is in the interval, right? So the only interval is minus 2 to 2, where t is not equal to minus 9 or 9, right? So the correct answer is A. Next question. The differential equation d2y by dx square plus 16y equal to 0. With the boundary conditions, two boundary conditions are given. Dy by dx at x is 0 is 1 and dy by dx at x is pi by 2 is equal to minus 1, right? We'll have, see this, 4 options are there. So what will be the correct answer? Does it have one solution, two solution, no solution, or infinitely many solutions? Okay, the solution is, we have to write the auxiliary equation. D square plus 16 is 0, so d is plus minus 4i. We get yc is c1 cos 4x plus c2 sin 4x, and yp is 0 as it is equal to 0, right? So y is c1 cos 4x plus c2 sin 4x, right? And y dash is as we have given some initial conditions, boundary conditions, we have to use them, right? That's why we need y dash. So y dash is minus 4c1 sin 4x plus 4c2 cos 4x, right? And the condition is dy by dx at x is 0 is 1, right? This is your dy by dx and we have to put x is 0 here, right? So put x is 0, we get 4c2 is y dash 0 but it is 1. So c2 is 1 by 4. And using second condition, put x is pi by 2 and then we get y dash of pi by 2. What is given? Dy by dx at x is pi by 2 is minus 1. It is given minus 1. So it is minus 1 is for c2. So c2 is minus 1 by 4. Just check. I think here it is for c2. And here also sine, what we are using? Pi by 2. So sine 4 pi by 2. It is 0 and cos 4 pi by 2. Okay, c2 is again we are getting c2. Right? So c2 is 1 by 4. In first case we are getting c2 is 1 by 4 and in second case we are getting c2 is minus 1 by 4. So we are getting two different values for only one constant, right? Is it possible? So it is not possible. Hence there is a no solution. If some ambiguity occurs, we can say there is no solution. So your correct option is answer A. Okay, next question. The general solution of the differential equation, one differential equation is there, is in terms of arbitrary constants k1 and k2 is. Okay, we are going to solve this. Let me tell you, this is LD with constant coefficients. Write down the equation. D square plus 2D minus 5 equal to 0. And find out the roots and tell me what is the correct answer. And this is a quadratic equation. We know how to write the roots for quadratic equation. And let me tell you the formula also. Minus b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. And solve and tell me the answer. Waiting for your answer. Are you solving? What is the answer? Snehal, can you tell me answer? Snehal? Snehal, are you there? Can you tell me answer? Okay, the answer is then we have to write the auxiliary equation and we have to write the roots. So roots are minus 2 plus minus root of 4 plus 20 by 2. So it is minus 2 by 2, that is minus 1 plus minus root 24 by 2. So it is minus 1 plus minus root 6. So it is minus 1 plus root 6 and minus 1 minus root 6. So your answer is k1 e raised to minus 1 plus root 6x plus k2. That is answer A. Next question. The respective expressions for complementary function and particular integral part of the solution of the differential equation are. Okay. You have to write complementary part also and you have to write the particular integral too. Right. So firstly, find out the complementary function. So write down the given equation is as d raised to 4 capital d raised to 4 plus 3d square equal to 0. And take d square common, we get d raised to 4 take that t square out, we get d square plus 3 is equal to 0. And everything is equal to 0. So dr, what are the values of d? What are the values of d here? Please unmute and talk. What are the values of t?
0 plus minus root 3i.
Yes, 0, 0 twice and plus minus root 3i. So how is the complementary function? 0, 0 is repeating. So it is c1 plus c2x into e raised to 0x, right? So first part is c1 plus c2x. And then plus minus root 3i, c3 cos root 3x plus c4 sin root 3x. I can see in the first option, the same thing is there. In second, c1 is not there, so this is not the correct. Here is also only c2 is given, c1 plus c2x is missing, so this is also not the option. But in last option, there is the same term. So our answer can be in A and B. Now we have to go for particular integral part for the answer. So find out yp 1 upon d raised to 4 plus 3d square into 108x square. So from denominator take 3d square out, or just whatever you want. Take 3d square out. You will get 1 plus d square by 3. Take it to the numerator, take inverse, apply the formula. And solve. And tell me the correct answer, A or D. Okay, let me take you to the answer. So you had told me the roots, and that's why the complementary function. Therefore, pi particular integral is d square, and there is 3d square. So 3d square will take out, and if we solve, we'll get the answer A. Okay, next question. Let y of x be the solution of the differential equation. Differential equation is there, d2 d square minus 4d plus 4y equal to 0 with initial conditions y of 0 is 0 and dy by dx at x is 0 is 1. Then the value of y of 1 is, as this is again a LDE, find out roots. Write on the equation as d square minus 4d plus 4 equal to 0. So the roots are d square minus 4d plus 4, that is roots are 2 and 2. So its YC is C1 plus C2x into e raised to 2x. But it is given that y of 0 is 0. So y of t we get as C1 we are getting 0. After substituting, C1 is 0. So we get y is C2x into e raised to 2x from this, right? So finally we will take derivative of this term now. C2 e raised to 2x plus 2C2 into x into e raised to 2x, derivative of this term, right? And then given that y dash of 0 is 1, therefore put t is 0 here, so we get C2 is equal to 1. So substituting back in y, we get y is equal to x into e raised to 2x. And we have asked the value at x is equal to 1. Therefore, y of 1 will be e square, that is equal to 7.38. So correct answer is 7.38. Next question. If y is equal to f of x satisfies boundary value problem, y double dash plus 9y equal to 0, the conditions are given, and we have asked the value of y at pi by 4. Solve this. This is a LD t square plus 9 equal to 0. So the roots are plus minus 3i. Write down solution as y is c1 cos 3x plus c2 sin 3x. Apply the first condition, y of 0 is 0. Tell me what you are getting, c1 or c2, and what is that value. Who is getting? Anyone? What is the answer? What is y at pi by 4? What is c1, c2? Okay, this is your answer then. Y is a cos 3x plus b sin 3x. But we have given y of 0 is 0. So a into cos 0 plus b into sin 0 is 0. So a here is 0. And second condition is y at pi by 2 is root 2. So substituting that also, we get sin 3 pi by 2 is root 2. But b is then sin 3 pi by 2 is minus 1. So b is minus root 2. And a is 0. So that we are getting y is minus root 2 sin 3x. Right? And we asked at pi by 4. So we are substituting here x is pi by 4 minus root 2 into sin 3 pi by 4. We know the value is 1 by root 2. Right? Root 2 get cancelled, and your answer then is minus 1. Next question. The particular solution of the initial value problem given below is, this is the question, d2y by dx square plus 12 dy by dx plus 36y is 0 with y of 0 is 3 and dy by dx at x is 0 is minus 36. Then the particular integral is asked. Particular solution is asked. That is after substituting this initial conditions. What will be the answer? As the equation is d square plus 12d plus 36 equal to 0. So its roots are 9, no, 6, 6, okay, minus 6 will be there, repeated. So c1 plus c2x into e raised to minus 6x, right? And finally, find that c1 and c2 particular constant by using the condition. So the first condition is y of 0 is 3. And second is dy by dx at x is 0 is minus 36. So first condition applying, y of 0 is 3, we get c1 is equal to 3. And next we have to apply second condition. For that, we have to take the derivative dy by dx. So dy by dx, this is the dy by dx, and substituting x is 0 in dy by dx, we get is equal to minus 18, right? Therefore, c2 is minus 18. Therefore, your answer will be 3 minus 18x into e raised to minus 6x. So, your correct answer will be option A. We'll take one more example. A function y of t such that y of 0 is 1 and y of 1 is 3 into e raised to minus 1 is a solution of the differential equation. Then y of 2 is asked to you, right? So there is an equation, solve that equation. I think the roots of the equation are minus 1, again repeated. So it is c1 plus c2 t into e raised to minus t, which is your y solution. And we know y of 0 is 1. Therefore, y of 0 is c1 plus c2 into 0 e raised to 0. That is c1 is 1. And second condition, y of 1 is 3 into e raised to minus 1. So applying that, we are getting these two get cancelled. So c2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So c2 is equal to 2. So we are getting c1 is 1, c2 is 2. Substituting here, we get y is 1 plus 2t into e raised to minus t. And therefore, y at 2 is asked, so put t is 2. So it is 2, 2, 4 plus 1, 5 into e raised to minus 2. And this will be your answer. I think this will be enough for today. And we are going to close this meeting. Just a minute. I am going back and taking some snapshots.